Hey, welcome back to Beer Geek Beer Reviews. Today is March 9th, 2015, and I have one of my favorite beers right here. Well, company, should I say. It's a brand new beer. I've only had it once just for sampling purposes before I did said review. Um, but let's go ahead and just pull out a glass. Company, glass, beer. Anywho, Um, this should actually be a very good glass to be putting said beer into. So let's go ahead and pop it open and get said beer into said glass. And let me introduce this beer. This is the brand new Samuel Adams Daytime Pilsner. Now, I have heard rumor and I have heard people say that they're no longer brewing the Noble Pills. I have not heard that. I will get back to people about that because I have some decent ties within the company. Let's go ahead and pop it open and get it into this glass, shall we? Oh, loads of smoke. You can't see it on cam very well. Here we go. Very light, very crisp looking beer. It is giving off to a very thick, lovely head, as Pilsners tend to do. And you should be able to see some carbonation flowing freely through this glass. There you go. It's fairly decent carbonated. Ahead, again, I hate doing this. Each person's fingers are going to be thicker, thinner, whatever. But for me, it gave off to a 3 finger worth of head. Now, this is a lovely, like, golden Pilsner. Um, as for the head, very nice, tight, laced bubbles. You get your traditional Pilsner aroma. Very hot, light hoppy. There is a little bit of a bready, biscuity note, like crackery malt in the back note. Pour the rest of this in here. Ooh, get that Pilsner head on it. There you go. Very rocky. Let me go ahead and read a little excerpt from the bottle because I tried to look up information, but because this is so new, there is very limited information on it at all. It just says right here, the wonder of brewing is always building on tradition. We brew with new hops grown in the old hop garden of Bavaria to showcase both the floral and spicy noble hops and the fruity and citrusy characteristics of the new varieties in the elegance and the surprising golden Pilsner. Cheers. Well, with that said, as far as my love for the company goes, I do love when they use the original noble hops, and for that, with what most people don't know, I mean, people just drink the beer. They just don't worry about what type of hops they are. For noble hops, there's usually just the standard four. There's the Tettnanger, the Saaz, the Spalt, and my favorite, the Hallertau, Middle Fruit. Um, and the first thing that came to my mind when seeing this beer and hearing the spiciness and the floral characteristics is that they would use some like Hallertau or some Saaz because the Saaz is very it can lend a spicy characteristic to it, whereas the Hallertau is definitely a floral but gives a little citrus. But there's also hybrids of these hops, which are known as the nearly noble hops because they are a like strain, a hybrid strain, shall we, of those original noble hops. I mean, I did look up a little bit on some of these like half breeds. And it actually includes the English Fuggles, East Kent Goldings, Hirschbucker, um, what is that? The Styrian Goldings. It's a Fuggle variant. The list goes on and on because some of these are just so light and bodied, and everybody likes to get out and get these bigger hops nowadays. But enough of that. Let's get into this beer. Prost. Again, very light, very crisp. Very light in the hop characteristics, but it does change in the flavor, I promise. Here we go. That's what I like about a Pilsner, because a Pilsner is very drinkable. And I forgot to mention, but this beer only comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume. Some people might not like it because they like their higher ABV beers. I'm middle of the road. But as for flavoring, you do get a hint of like a spicy characteristic in here. It tends to lean itself back, and blend itself in from the hop, the grassy hop notes. I mean, you do get a little light citrus characteristic going on here, but then as it flows over your palate and your tongue, you're getting that upfront floral characteristic that kind of blends itself right into, excuse me, a a citrus characteristic, and then it kind of comes back into like a light spicier note, and then kind of like hits you with a biscuity malt quality, and then leaves off rather dry in my opinion. But overall, I do like this beer. I hope it sticks around, and I believe that this is a very good beer. Um, if Noble Pills is no longer available, I would accept this as a variant to it, because of the fact that it is a very good Pilsner in my opinion. But with that said, I'm gonna sit here and drink the rest of this, and I'll probably drink a couple more because today is a very good day. Happy birthday to me. Peace, pros, deuce, and as always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys again up on the flip side. Please don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, and as always, stay safe, my friends, and drink great, amazing craft beers. Peace.